Example 8. If f of x is equal to e to the x minus x, find f prime and f double prime and compare the graphs of f and f prime. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find f prime of x. And so that tells us that we need to find the derivative with respect to x of the first term, which is e to the x. Then we're going to factor out the constant -1. And then we're going to take the derivative with respect to x of x. Okay, now looking at the definition above, we can see that the derivative with respect to x of e of x is going to be e to the x minus the derivative of x is 1. So we found the derivative f prime of x to be e to the x minus 1. Now the second part, they want us to find f double prime. So we want to find the derivative of the first derivative. So we want to find the derivative of the first derivative. So that means we're going to find the derivative with respect to x of e to the x minus the derivative with respect to x of the constant 1. So what do we know? We know that the derivative with respect to x to e to the x is going to give us e to the x. And we know that the derivative of a constant is going to give us 0. So this becomes minus 0, which therefore tells us that the second derivative is equal to e to the x. Okay, now let's compare the function f and its first derivative. So if we take a look at the function, which is e to the x minus x, and then the derivative, which is the first derivative, is e to the x minus 1. Okay, let's take a look at that function here. So here's our graph, and let's label the graph. We know that this graph represents the function f of x, which is equal to e to the x minus x. And then we know that the other graph represents the first derivative, which is equal to e to the x minus 1. So now let's summarize these two graphs. Well, we can see that the function f and its derivative f prime are graphed in this figure. And notice that the function f has a horizontal tangent when x is equal to 0. This corresponds to the fact that f prime of 0 is equal to 0 down here. And notice also that for when x is greater than 0, we can see that f prime of x is positive and it's increasing. And when x is less than 0, then we can see that the derivative function is negative and f is decreasing.